What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And once again, as y'all can see, I am outside with it, enjoying this beautiful weather, but hot weather in Dallas, Texas. And as y'all seen from the title, y'all already know what we're about to talk about. And I figured it out. I figured it out. I always dealt with this growing up, especially when I first got into my adult years. I always wondered this, and I still currently deal with it today. And I just always wondered, why is this the case? Why don't young men respect the older men? And I came to one conclusion, and one conclusion only. Most of them are bitch made. Most of these older cats, most of the older generation, they're bitch made. They bitch made. They don't want to see a young guy out here successful. They don't want to see a young guy out here doing his thing. They don't want to see you doing good at all. I remember this one situation at my old job where this younger guy, he was striving to be the manager. He was striving to be the manager, and he only been there for like 1 year or 2 years or something like that. And this older cat, he was there for like 10, 15 years. These older guys now, they like to stay at jobs till they die, even though that's not how you do it no more. But hey, to each his own. But yeah, this guy, the older guy, he's been here at the job 15, 20 years. And this guy come in and he's striving to get to that managerial role. The older cat, he just worked there. He's not going to get extra certifications. He's not going to get extra training. He's not going above and beyond like this younger guy is to get to that role. But he's always complaining about how he don't get a promotion, how they always overlooking him. But you're not doing what it takes to get to the position that you so-called want, but the younger guy is. But instead of doing what it takes, instead of getting those certifications, instead of doing what it takes to get what you so-called want, you hate on the younger guy. You want to see his downfall, even so much that you try to sabotage him. And I've been seeing this, bro. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter what job I have. All the way from the warehouse, all the way up into the more professional jobs I've had. You know, it's just the same all across the board. You can't win. And I'm not saying that the young guys don't be hating either, but the young guys definitely be hating. But the older guys, they hate even more than the younger guys. And it's just like, bro, for what? Why? Why? And then they always try to hit you with, oh, y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want any kind of knowledge. Y'all don't, bro, half of y'all don't have any knowledge to give. You can't tell me that you're trying to give me knowledge when you work in the same damn job I am. What the fuck can you tell me? 9 times out of 10, they probably gave me $2, $3 more than you working the same job, doing the same job than your stupid ass. But yeah, you got so much wisdom and so much knowledge to tell me on money and how I should conduct myself and how I should conduct myself with money and all of this stuff. But your life is not matching up with what you're saying. And that's another thing that I've noticed too. A lot of these old guys, a lot of these older cats, they just be fronting. They be fronting and flogging, capping, and lying. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. But then get mad at the younger guys for really going our own way, trying to figure out the knowledge on our own, get the wisdom on our own. Because one thing about young guys, one thing about the youth, we have to see it. We have to see it. You telling me you making all this money, you telling me that you're doing this, that, and the third. I need to see it. Because now that we stay in the internet age, now that we stay in the social media age, yeah, some people may be faking it, some people may be flogging, some people may not be who they say they are, but At the end of the day, at least we're seeing it, and that's all we're bombarded with. So if you're saying that you're doing it, you're saying that you're making all this money, hey, we need to see it. But then when you call the older guys out on it, like, oh, young buck, y'all always want proof. Of course we want proof, fool. No longer are the days where we're just about to sit around and listen to the old heads just because y'all live to the age that you are now. And bro, one thing that I know and know for certain, age has nothing to do with wisdom. Age has nothing to do with knowledge. Because some of the most some of the wisdom that I have, I've gotten from children. Wisdom comes in strange forms. Knowledge comes in strange forms. Some of the dumbest people I know, some of the dumbest people I've come across are people 2, 3 times my age. Let that sink in. Some of the dumbest, idiotic people, childish, immature people that I've come across are 2 to 3 times my age. Let that sink in. And some of the most mature people that I've met and come across have been as young as 16, 17 years old. And that's just the truth. And I hate it when they try to hit us with the, oh, you ain't lived long enough. That's true to a certain extent. But life is not dictated by age. There's plenty of 14, 15, 16-year-olds who've lived the life of a 30-year-old, who lived the life of a 40-year-old, just because they've been through so much early on. Some of these kids, some of the young adults walking around now have so much more wisdom than you would think they're supposed to have. The old heads want to talk to us about the women. They want to talk to us about finances. They want to talk to us about this, that, and the third. They the ones who basically preach this whole simping shit. Some of the biggest simps on the planet, on the face of this planet Earth, are these old motherfucking heads. Gen X, a bunch of simps. Millennials, especially the older millennials, a bunch of simps. And I know some of the guys watching this, like, I know some of y'all millennials, and I know I probably got a few Gen X's in here too. But tell me if I'm lying. Some of the biggest simps, some of the biggest bitch made ass ninjas are Gen X, millennials, the older generation. I remember this one dude. I remember I was working at this warehouse, right? It was this bad chick. She was bad, but the young guys, we were already hip, to like the red pill. We was already hip to how we should, carry ourselves, in front of pretty woman, beautiful woman. You don't show their ass no attention. Once you show them attention, you lose. But here come the OG. Here come the old head. He wanna, oh, I got the door for you, baby. He wanna hold the doors open and all that. He wanna, oh, you need to sit down, baby. Go ahead and sit down. See, y'all young bucks, y'all don't know how to treat a woman. Y'all don't know how to do. And we just looking at him. We just shaking our head. We just shaking our head. And mind you, this chick ain't showing him no kind of attention. Yeah, she's thankful, like, oh yeah, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Mr. Simp. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, she thankful. She wasn't rude about it. But guess what? Guess what she did? She started choosing up on the guys, and guys with an S, multiple of us. She started choosing up on the guys who weren't showing her no attention, who weren't giving her no time of day, who were treating her like, oh, that's just a Tuesday, right? A lot of these guys are simps, and bro, believe it or not, they the ones who The older generation of men, they're the ones who divided us up. It was them. It was the older generation of men who divided us up. That's why we don't have camaraderie. That's why we don't have a sense of brotherhood. That's why we don't have no kind of sense of manhood. It was they ass. They did it. Because I'm not the only one who feel this way. I've talked to plenty of, guys my age. I've talked to plenty of guys, even younger than me. And we all, most of the time, 90% of the time, we all agree on the same sentiment. These old heads be hating. These old heads, they be trying to give out wisdom and knowledge when they life ain't even matching up to what they're saying. They always trying to tell us about women when they some of the biggest simps out here. And this is just the sentiment, man. And we tired of that junk. That's why the respect isn't there. And the respect will never be there. See, Gen Z, my generation, we will essentially have to reestablish that order. We will have to reestablish that. We will have to come into the knowledge, we will have to come into the wisdom and live it and be it. We're going to have to do that. So what's the next generation after us? I think it's Alpha or something. It's hard to keep up now. But yeah, I believe it's Alpha. But they're gonna come up and they're gonna look at us like, you know, they're either gonna look at us as we're looking at the old heads, or they're gonna look at us as something to aspire to be, something to aspire to live like. Because I'm telling you right now, the quote unquote OGs, the quote unquote old heads, they not treating us right, man. They not treating us right, and they'll be the first ones to turn on you. They'll be the first ones to turn on you. Just like I said, the old head at the warehouse, he was quick to throw us all up under the bus for a female. Oh yeah, they don't know how to treat you. They ain't got no money. They ain't doing this. They don't do. But man, they so quick to sucker up to these chicks. It don't make no sense. But they want to get on us for what we do. They wondering why we so dang on angry. They wonder why the young dudes so angry. They wonder why the young dudes acting out. Not saying that it's an excuse for it, but I understand it. But it's because a lot of us don't have no guidance. A lot of us are struggling and finding, that guidance on our own, that wisdom on our own. Because 9 times out of 10, we're not going to find it in some of these older guys. They be gatekeeping too. They're the first ones to gatekeep, which I never understand. That is such a scarcity mindset. That is such a scarcity mindset that you think for you to make it, that you have to withhold information from somebody that's 20 years younger than you, all just so you can eat all by yourself. That's what I never understand. I'll never understand. And I just remember just throughout these years, just from 18 all the way to now. So that's 10 years, 18 to 28, 10 years. I've been a official adult, which is still in the infancy. But I can just remember always just looking at them for the answers, looking at them for some kind of guidance, looking at them for the maturity, looking at them for who I'm supposed to look up to them. But each and every time they fail and disappoint. They fail and disappoint. Now I'm all for doing the work. So they can't sit up here and say, no, I didn't have. See, what they like to say is, no, it wasn't nobody in my ear to tell me. Man, shut up. Shut up. If you have the wisdom, if you have the knowledge, please share it. Just how I'm doing now with this YouTube video. I have a certain level of wisdom. I have a certain level of knowledge. And if you come across this video, guess what? That's me showing love. That's me passing the torch. But guess what though? I didn't get none of this knowledge from, you know, OGs. I didn't get a lot of this knowledge from uh, some of the older guys. I didn't get this knowledge from them. Now, as far as YouTube goes, yeah, I watch some. I watch some old heads. I watch people who set the stage. But most of my knowledge and wisdom, it came from experience. It just came from living. And despite what a lot of these older guys like to say, "Oh, you ain't lived long enough," man, I lived enough. I lived enough to know better. I've lived enough to do better. And some people catch on quick. Some people fail and recover quick. I'm one of those people who have failed and recovered quick. I, I pick up on things quick and I maneuver quick and I get things done quickly, expeditiously, right? So I really had to film this video. You know, I'm fresh out of work. I had to film this, while the sun is shining on me, while the sun is shining on this beautiful, beautiful chocolate skin. But I had to get out here and say what was fresh on my mind because it's almost like I'm always having issues with the older guys. Like the younger dudes, they just trying to work, get their check, and go home. And you would think that the older guys are trying to do the same thing, but these be the same motherfuckers out here gossiping. These be the same ones stirring up stuff at work. These be the same ones who mad that they ain't gonna wife ain't fixed them no sandwich, so they taking it out on everybody else at work. And I'm talking about managers. I'm talking about the whole everybody. The older guys who are managers, they be mad, they be all pissy. And like I said, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm not talking about all the old heads. But if it struck a nerve, I'm talking about your ass. You who I'm talking about. If it's making you upset and you fit in that age range, you are who I'm talking about, sir. But if it don't apply, it don't apply. But for those of you who it does apply to, I'm here to tell you, y'all some hoes, y'all some bitches, and don't nobody give a fuck that you gatekeeping because the young guys gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Without your wisdom, without your knowledge, without your validation, without your appreciation, we're gonna figure it out. And when I shoot past you, don't say a goddamn on thing. And that's a nap pill. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.